Are you sick and tired of financial gurus telling you they've cracked the code to wealth? At Investing Essentials, I'm handing you my simple, trusted, personal playbook to invest like a millionaire with wealth planning strategies I've never shared publicly. It's virtual, so you can join from anywhere. Click the link in the show notes to get your tickets.
This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Chris is in Fort Collins, Colorado. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My question to you is, I lent my mom and dad $40,000 20 years ago. They put my name on their house via a quitclaim in 2012, and I haven't lived in their house for 40 years. Well, they've both passed. They have a will that says to pay me $75,000 off the top and split the rest between myself and my 3 other siblings. What kind of a tax mess am I in?
Are you the only one on the deed, or were they on the deed with you after they quitclaimed you?
They were on the deed with me after they quitclaimed.
Okay, so you're going to need professional tax advice, but I'll take a stab at it, okay?
Okay.
Here's what would happen if they had taken themselves off completely and it was just you. Mm-hmm. When you sell the house, you're going to be taxed on every dollar above what they paid for the house.
Oof.
Which was nothing, probably.
Right? They paid $13,000,
Yeah.
and now the house is worth $500,000.
Yeah, so you'd have capital gains tax on $500,000 if the house was in your name.
Mm-hmm.
So you may have tax on half of that since the house is in their name and your name. You probably do. You probably have tax on that. And so what I would do is require that tax be paid before, and my $75,000 be repaid before we divvy up any proceeds. And so you need to get tax advice, figure out what your tax bill is going to be, and I would add that and make the estate pay that because you got screwed. Lesson for the day for some of you out there: do not gift capital assets like stocks or real estate to your children while you're alive, except in rare circumstances. Here's why. Okay, our last caller, Chris, mom and dad quitclaimed the house over to thinking they were doing her a favor. They were trying to do something nice, and they were ignorant of tax law. So here's how tax law works. If again, in Chris's situation, both names were on it, so it doesn't there. But if it was just her name. So if mom and dad gifted that property to her, her basis for calculating capital gains is their basis, what they paid for it.
Which was $13,000 in this case.
And the house sold for $513,000. Then they got $500,000 that's taxable.
That's a gain in the IRS's eyes.
Yeah, it's going to be a 15% gain, or capital gains tax.
That's
okay,
$75,000.
So it's a $75,000 error in that case. The reason it's an error is if her name was not on the deed and they give it to her by will after they die, her basis is the market value of the house at the time they die. So her basis would be $513,000, and she sells it within 6 months of death. It's presumed to have been market value, and it's presumed that there is zero tax.
Which just saved her $75,000 by doing it that way.
It's called a stepped up basis. So the basis goes to market value if willed to you. So if Grandpa has stock and he's got $2 million worth of Exxon stock, but he paid $10 for it, and he gives it to his grandchild before dying, they have capital gains on $2 million.
You just passed the hot potato right over.
If he waits until he dies, 10 seconds after he's dead, that stock basis for resale is the market value at the time, $2 million. Junior could sell every bit of it and have zero tax. This is huge, y'all. Quit doing crap like this without seeking tax advice and knowing what you're doing. And it's like, well, I don't want the government to get. You just made sure the government's going to get it, dumb butt. It's exactly what you did. And you can't just practice law and tax law out of your ear and think you're going to get anything except screwed up. So just make one phone call to a simple Ramsey trusted tax person, and they'll tell you, don't transfer this, period. Now, again, there might be a situation where you can use some of your gift tax exemption, or you can use some of your estate tax exemption and qualify it under unified estate tax credit, and you have to fill out some forms, and you can make the move and not get into the taxes, but you still could set up a problem with income tax on the other end. And so you really need to think this stuff through. It's not as simple as, well, I need to protect little Chris. She gave us that $40,000 and her brothers and sisters ain't right, so I'm going to put the house in her name, make sure it's okay. Boom! Without checking. That's exactly what those sweet people did, and they screwed this up royally. And they meant well. I'll guarantee you they're not bad people. They didn't go, hey, let's screw Chris over. That wasn't what they meant to do.
Sometimes good intentions are the most expensive mistake you can make.
Yeah. You just don't be doing this stuff, people.